Holy shit. We're back.
It's been a while. It's been a few years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, man. So, how you been?
I've been good. This isn't like the first time we've hung out with each other since the podcast.
Yeah, we've been
hanging
in
out.
contact. But
so we're back. We have video now, which is the biggest change. And we have a nice little backdrop.
We finally made the jump, and now we're gonna be recording video. We're gonna be on YouTube. We're gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah,
right?
we're gonna be on YouTube. Well, on Spotify, it's video. It's gonna be video as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, y'all? We're gonna be on fucking Spotify with video.
It's video both on Spotify and will be on YouTube.
Just like Rogan.
Yeah. We're coming up in the world.
Yep.
Holy shit, dude. It feels amazing bringing this podcast back. I feel like, I've been wanting to kind of bring this back for quite a while, because movies are back.
Yeah.
Movies are back. I mean, we were kind of going
Hollywood is back.
Yeah, we were kind of going through like a depressive little thing with COVID and just everything just getting shut down. Movies are no longer really being made the same way. They're not really getting released. A lot of stuff was getting delayed. But the movies are back, and we're back.
Yep. Well, there is that writer's strike.
Fuck, yeah. There's a writer's strike right now currently.
Yeah.
Which we will get into, I would say, like, towards the end. But
that doesn't mean movies are going to stop being released.
But it does mean that some of your favorite shows might have really shit endings.
It's really going to suck. It's really going to suck.
That's really unfortunate.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if you still watch TV. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. The Good Doctor was getting so good. It was just
The Good Doctor.
The Good Doctor.
Dude, can we just say can I just say for a second that shit's trending on Twitter right now, pretty much everywhere.
They are on his ass.
Yeah, dude. Freddie Highmore is his name, right?
Yep.
He's putting on a really good performance, but
is he?
He is. No, he is. It's just the writing. It's they're trying to Forrest Gump him. Forrest Gump was a person who was mentally disabled.
Yeah.
But he was fighting in Nam. He was creating billion-dollar shrimp companies. He was really good at fucking ping pong.
Yeah.
He was doing incredible shit, this guy is a surgeon who is autistic, but aren't most surgeons autistic, you think?
To some degree.
To some degree,
yeah.
To be a really high proficient surgeon, yeah, they're
I don't know much about autism, but I wouldn't put it past it.
What I hate about the show is that they're making it because if I were to tell someone that I was autistic, they'd be like, "Oh, The Good Doctor."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, no, and it's kind of the same thing that Rain Man did. It's oh, I'm autistic. Oh, you mean Rain Man?
I
no.
Feel, you ever seen that show House?
Yeah.
I feel like that's better. That's a better representation.
Oh, that's a way better
of
representation.
A doctor with autism.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They just made him a I Am Sam character or some shit.
Never go full retard.
Yeah.
Fucking Tropic Thunder.
Exactly.
He's like, see that? I am Sam. Walked away empty-handed.
Empty-handed. It's not gonna. I don't know.
He walked away empty-handed.
It's one of those shows where it's Jesus, there's just such a real drop in quality, I think, when it comes to cable television.
Oh yeah, that shit's on ABC or some
streaming.
Shit.
It's just so apparent. But I always wonder, why is it like that? It doesn't have to be like that. But why do people choose to film in that way?
I don't know, dude. I can't stand any of the shows on CBS.
They don't even look good either. Visually appealing.
On Fox. Yeah, they don't. They look bland. They look like they're shot in just one way.
Yeah.
They have one cinematographer for the whole network. Or no, you know what's worse is they have many different cinematographers for the network, but they're all filming one way.
Yeah.
It's they're not allowed to do their own thing.
I feel like the Good Doctor and Private Practice and Grey's Anatomy could all be filmed in the same hospital, and I don't think I'd know. I don't think anybody would know.
The one show that I really did enjoy was ER. Do you remember ER?
I vaguely remember ER. I always remember watching ER.
That shit was real, dude. That shit was
watching
crazy.
it with my mom.
Yeah, I used to watch it with my mom.
Yeah, when I was like a little kid.
Yeah, dude, that show was crazy, man. They fucking George Clooney, man. Before he was George Clooney, he was on
Yeah.
that shit. It's crazy. Yeah, no, I just feel like that's my biggest problem with The Good Doctor is like if I were to explain to someone that I have autism, it's like they're just gonna be like, it's exactly like Rain Man. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna think Rain. It's like not a good representation for autistic people.
It's not.
But at the same time, it's like he is a surgeon, but it's like but it's like the way they write him and like when he has his freakouts and shit, it's like,
Yeah.
come on, like.
And okay, not only that too, but okay, because autism is a spectrum. I feel like there's many different ways that you could portray it, but the way that they're just portraying it is just mean. It feels very mean, you know?
Yeah.
And like I saw, and it's crazy how it's almost like every scene that I saw that was posted on Twitter,
Yeah.
every scene was just bad.
Yeah.
Every scene.
He was like having this weird like I Am Sam type deal.
And then they have the title card at the end of every scene, like, "Oh, by the way, watch The Good Doctor." Like,
Yeah, they're like promoting
I'm not gonna
that
watch
shit.
this show.
This shit looks fucking stupid.
But that's funny because that basically means like, wait, so that's like a scene that they chose to pick out and post on their YouTube Clips channel. Whatever, man. All right.
Yeah, it's like they
But-
thought they were doing something.
Yeah, so that's where TV is today. Oh, I heard what's his name? The host for Jeopardy. He's crossing the picket line.
Really?
Yeah.
The host for Steve Harvey?
No. Jeopardy.
Oh, I don't know his fucking name.
I don't know his name either, but anyway,
Ever
he's
since
he's
Alec
crossing the
Trebek
picket
died,
line.
that's good. What does that mean?
Well, he's basically like, because everybody is like, when the writer's strike happened, because it's a union,
Yeah.
that basically means that they're all kind of they're staying together basically pretty much on that issue.
Yeah.
But that the host of Jeopardy, from what I heard, is he's crossing the picket line and working with the network to still keep the show alive, which is like,
That's fucked up. Jimmy
What?
Fallon, all the late night people
yeah.
canceled their shit, and they're paying the salaries of their employees like for the remainder of the year or some
Yeah.
shit like that. That's crazy. Like Jimmy Fallon's paying like out of pocket
Yeah.
like for his employees, which is dope.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't even
Yeah,
know that.
no, that's real.
Oh.
Is it focused?
Yeah,
Can't tell. I think we're good. Dude, it was a bitch setting this whole thing up.
I got here at 11. It's woo shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, we're good.
But look,
This shit is gonna.
this is like we're on TV. We're on TV now.
I made it, Mom.
This shit is crazy.
Hi, Mom.
So today we were gonna talk to you about a little epic movie called Beau is Afraid.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking weird. That shit gave me nightmares. It stressed me out, and I wasn't even high. I wasn't even high during the when I watched it. He was.
I was.
I was very concerned for him. But
It wasn't fun.
yeah. So directed by Ari Aster, who spearheaded, Hereditary,
Midsummer. And if you're one of those sick fucks who watched one of his first films, The Strange Thing About the Johnsons.
Damn.
Woo, man.
That boy not right.
He's not right.
He's not right.
He's not right at all.
That boy is not right.
I feel like every if it was up to him, like the title of every movie for him would just be like "Fuck my family." Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck my family. Fuck anyone I've ever had a relationship with, friendship or intimate relationship.
But
yeah. Ari Aster is like the Taylor Swift for cinema. You do not want to.
That's true.
He will make a movie about you and the experience that he had. Yeah, Beau is Afraid is fucking weird.
So okay, what's it about? What? How do we even start with that? What
Beau
is it even about?
Beau is Afraid is a movie about a guy who is trying to go visit his mother.
Yep.
That's what it's about. In basically, in between, it is a journey of self-discovery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, right? I don't know. Self-discovery.
I really got like Huck Finn vibes from it.
Yeah.
The entire time. And you know what else it reminded me of too?
What?
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that. It was
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, it really was. It was like Courage the Cowardly Dog, but if Courage got really like introspective.
Because if y'all ever saw Courage the Cowardly Dog on Cartoon Network when y'all were a kid, you would understand that Courage is a very reactionary character, right? And nothing really is his fault. It's just kind of things around him are happening, and he's so anxious, and he's full of anxiety, and he's paranoid, and it's basically he's living in Murphy's Law, where it's like Murphy's Law is directed at him. Anything terrible that can happen to him will absolutely happen to him. And that couldn't, like, the movie is really broken up into 3 parts, and the first part is pretty much the biggest anxiety trip ever. Like,
which is why, like, I want to say, I just want to get this out of the way. I thought the first 2 sections of the movie were the best things in cinema, like, ever. Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, I was sitting there, I was like, dude, I'm so happy I'm watching this in the theater. This is, like, probably the best movie I've ever seen.
There's not gonna be anything like it for a long time.
Yeah,
I was already.
And then you know, in the third part is where it completely lost me, and I was like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen," which maybe is what Ari Aster wanted us to feel, but also maybe not. But the first 2 acts of the movie, you know, when he is. Actually, I just want to discuss that whole first.
Should we break it down?
Yeah, let's just.
Okay, let's try and do it as quick as we can.
The first part of the movie is set in his apartment.
Yeah.
And his city, right? That was the best piece of visual storytelling I've ever seen. Like, I've literally never seen anything like that. The story is told through the eyes of Beau. So a lot of things are hyper. What is it called? Hyper exaggerated.
Hyper exaggerated. Like it really reminded me of. It reminded me of like Louis' like show.
Yeah.
You know? Like back on FX. Like where I remember there was a scene in Louis where he's sleeping in his apartment and the garbage men are taking out the garbage and they're like banging on the trash cans and they're starting throwing shit all over, and then all of a sudden they break into his apartment and they start ransacking the place and they start throwing shit everywhere, and it's talking and yelling and shit. One guy starts jumping on the bed.
Yeah. And
that kind of is the exact same type of thing.
Yeah. We're very much living like in Beau's world at this point. Like everything we're seeing is not really what it might be.
Yeah.
Like he's walking in a crowded city, but to him everything's crazy and like everyone's rioting, and that's like his perception of like what he views around him.
Like there's people buying literal AKs at like these table side, you know, markets and stuff, and
there's people there's a guy running around stabbing people.
There's literally I don't know, it felt like literally for a whole part of the movie that there was just a guy outside screaming, being stabbed to death. He's like and that's just in the background the entire time. And there's just all this plot unfolding in Beau's apartment, and you're just still hearing it.
Yeah, that movie fucking scared me, bro, because that shit is like, if you know anyone who suffers from mental illness, anxiety, and you're like, or you yourself suffer from anxiety or mental illness, like this movie could be very triggering, because like I'm like, damn, like I'm looking at people and even myself, I'm like, damn, is this like, am I like hyper exaggerating my world like around me? Like, is this how it is? Like,
it's weird because it's presented in a way that almost feels like it's gaslighting in a way where it's like you kind of question yourself, where you're like, fuck, like, because I remember having just exact same anxieties like that Beau has, right? Where, you know, he's going into his apartment, or when he's about to leave, he leaves the key in the lock, and then someone snatches the key, and then you don't know like what's you know, you're walking down the street and you don't know like who's gonna fucking come up to you and just start sticking you, you know, and it's just that anxiety that you constantly have 24/7, and it's just cranked up to 11 to the point where it's almost an adventure even for him to just cross the street and go get a bottle of water so that he could take his pills.
That's one of my favorite sequences, because it's something so small, like, and my wife like kind of has these anxieties, like, not to like put her on blast, but like she kind of has these anxieties about like instructions, like if they're not like especially with medication, like you need to take it like with water, and if you don't take it with water, like you're fucked, you're gonna die, you're gonna fucking die, it's the end of the world. And in like Beau is Afraid, they like really hyper like exaggerate that, And the doctor says like, don't take it with anything else but water. Like, make sure you take it with water.
Yeah.
And so like in Beau's mind, he's like, oh shit, and he needs it and he takes it, and then he has no water. The water's off, and he's like, oh shit, I need to find water. And then it like goes through this whole like kind of like anxiety induced like adventure where he needs to run downstairs. I can't run downstairs because like I don't have a fucking key, but I need to take my pill. And then he goes outside and he's like, oh shit.
And then when he's at the register, he sees all those people walking.
Yeah,
into
he's
his
like, oh
apartment
no,
like vagrants, and he's like, oh god, oh no, oh no.
Oh dude, Joaquin Phoenix is so good in this movie. I will say that's the one thing that really like held me on, that like had me going the whole movie, was just Joaquin Phoenix's performance. I wouldn't be surprised if he's nominated for, I don't know if he'll win, but if he's nominated for something, because holy shit, he's good in this. Like, he's fucking funny. Like, but not like, you don't gotta say nothing. Like, he's very much like, it's funny that you said Courage the Cowardly Dog. He's very much like an embodiment, like a physical embodiment of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, if Courage was like a human being, pretty much. And like some of the scenes that he has, like when he's with the family and the girls like smoke this joint, and he's like
he's like kind of crying at the same time.
He's like, oh god. He's like, what's in this? What'd you put in this? Oh dude, it's so funny. His performance is so like,
Nathan Lane was awesome.
Yeah, Nathan Lane, fantastic. Which, man, by the way, if you
Holly from The Office, I don't remember her name.
I'll pull up her name real quick because we got to give her recognition. But dude, in The Office, see, that's where they kind of like could have gone somewhere really cool, and they just went the completely wrong way, in my opinion. Like with that whole thing, like that, I was feeling really good, and then it got weird into that like woods shit, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is going on?
It's funny you say that, because that was actually kind of my favorite sequence.
Really?
It was, yeah.
Amy Ryan. Amy Ryan. She played Holly. Yeah.
Amy Ryan is in Beau is Afraid, and she does really good in it.
Let me get the name of that actress that played the sister.
Yeah.
Kylie Rogers.
Kylie Rogers as well.
See, like, in my opinion, like, if they would have figured out some way to like forego the mother, and then make it about now this family's trying to like kidnap him and like make him make up for their lost son. Like, I feel like they left breadcrumbs for that shit. Like, they want to kidnap him, they want to turn him into like his son, and then now Beau is like still trying to get to his mother's. But he's trapped within this family, and he needs to like get out. And then he gets out, and he finally like, they could have gone like so many other routes, and then it just got really weird for me. But
so given like how you feel about the ending, guys, you already know how it is. We're going to be talking spoilers all the time.
Yeah, that's with this podcast. It's always going to be spoilers.
It's just how it is. But anyway, that being said, so now that I know your feelings about the ending, how would you say like you interpreted it? Like, what do you think that it all kind of meant? Like, how would you say like you summed it up? Like, how would you sum it up?
So it seems like Ari Aster,
from your understanding at least,
it seems like Ari Aster as a writer, and seems like his son, makes decisions, right? And then has guilt over those decisions. It kind of seems like the third act of the movie signified that Beau, or Ari Aster, was like succumbing to the guilt.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm not really like a fan of. Like, if you're gonna have like making these decisions, like, stick with them, you know?
Yeah. And
I feel like in the writing, Ari Aster kind of like backtracked a little bit. That's what it seemed like.
Backtracked and
like the mom dying was like a pretty significant part of the story. And that scene is probably one of the best acted scenes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's one of the best film scenes I've ever seen. It's all one take.
That whole phone call.
Yeah. That phone call scene is crazy.
That scene, it was so crazy because the thing is like I wasn't really anticipating a horror movie. Like I already kind of was going into it like not really thinking like, okay, this feels like a much different, like like outing for Ari Aster than it was like with Hereditary or Midsummer.
Yeah.
And so I went into it kind of with the expectation that it's going to be just a darker, more disturbing comedy, which it is.
It is, yeah.
But that phone call was literally right out of a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's all because of like Joaquin Phoenix's acting.
Exactly. That phone call scene could go up there with numerous other phone call scenes in cinema history. Like
And Bill Hader. Bill Hader was also on the other end of that phone call.
Bill Hader was on the other
Beau
line,
is Afraid.
dude. That was my favorite shit, finding out that Bill Hader was that guy. He's like, I didn't fucking do this. I didn't do this, man.
And then he told him to hang up.
Yeah, he's like, look, just hang up.
Just hang up and call back and just call your mom. And he calls back and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, dude, that was the funniest shit, man.
It was funny and it was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
Like, God.
And that's all really like one scene. Like there's no cuts, and Joaquin Phoenix performance is fucking crazy, dude. Like they're gonna, like I was saying, they're gonna study that scene like in you know, they're gonna make fucking YouTube videos dissecting that scene. Like that's a very, like, as an actor, like studying that scene could be very beneficial to like your career, because like that shit is Joaquin Phoenix, his little micro mannerisms like are fucking beautiful, you know. And like he definitely, because in a lot of ways this movie was a film, but it also played as a play in a lot of ways. And you know, as as an actor, when you're playing for an audience, a lot of your mannerisms are bigger. You want to be big, you want to be loud, you want to be, you know, avant-garde, you want to and with film, especially in close-ups, you want to make all of those big decisions acting wise, facial mannerism wise, in a very small way. So a simple raise of the eyebrow could be just as impactful as if you were screaming on stage, right? So Joaquin Phoenix like knows how to switch between the two, because that's a perfect example. Like that phone call scene, like where he's just using those like micro mannerisms to convey like how he's feeling, which then induces the anxiety of the audience and heightens the fear that we're feeling. And it also kind of makes me feel how he's feeling as well. And you're studying the screen, and it's like an intense close up, and all you see is like him just kind of reacting. And that was like really, really powerful.
That's, you know what, man, like I feel like one of the big takeaways too for this movie too was just, it felt like it was very indicting for like maybe somebody who has tremendous anxiety and guilt over maybe feeling like they're a bad son. You know? And I definitely feel like this is a movie definitely for and like made by like a bad son, you know? Or like somebody who feels like they were at some point, you know? And that leads me to ask you the question: what was your interpretation of the mother? Like, what do you think of Beau's mom?
That was so basically she was the archetype of a mom who has had trauma in her past, and then proceeds to pass down that trauma to her offspring. Which in turns creates trauma for him, and anxiety for him. So like, for example, Beau is a virgin, and he has like ginormous nuts because he's a virgin.
Big.
He's never had sex. I remember
that scene when he got into the bathtub. You saw it for a brief second, and I was like,
"So he had big nuts?"
I wasn't sure. I kind of overlooked it. I was like, "It's probably his arm, right?" But no, it was discolored and it was brown. And I was like, "That looks like nuts." That looks like nuts.
He had big nuts. And so he doesn't want to have sex because he's afraid, because his mom told him a story about his dad while they were conceiving Beau. When his dad like came, he died. Just and there's a scene where she's speaking to Beau like in a very like intimate kind of way. It was kind of weird.
It was weird.
And she's speaking to him, and she's like, "Out of this trauma came you." Like the most beautiful thing ever.
And then she says it in a way that's like makes it seem like, oh, it's not your fault, and it's not your dad's fault. It was just kind of like she had said, like, I'm so sorry for what your father had passed down to you. And
So she tells him like, if like your grandfather had it, your dad had it, and now if you have sex, you will die, which again could be viewed as Beau's interpretation like of like sex, and he's using that as like, you know how I was saying earlier how like we're kind of living in Beau's world and everything's kind of like hyper exaggerated and kind of fake, but it's the way that he's perceiving it.
Yeah. Even
like,
his memories feel like manufactured in a way.
Exactly. And like that could be something that he's like holding on to as like an excuse to like, you know, like I don't know, it just feels like kind of fake also.
Yeah.
And like as an excuse for him like using, I don't know, it just seems weird.
Because even going back to the flashback scenes and like the cruise, you know, like the cruise that they're on, you know, when he was a kid where he met that girl, I forgot her name, but she's later played by Parker Posey. And I remember even in those flashback scenes just thinking like, this doesn't feel real. You know, like this doesn't even feel like it's supposed to be a memory, but it feels like a dream. It feels like something that he had to like conjure up in his own head, kind of, you know. And that's kind of what ends up happening, I feel like, with, because she was not only was she someone who was passing down her trauma to her kids, but she was also extremely controlling and extremely manipulative. And she had the money and the resources basically to create this world around him for Beau, basically. You know, you saw that the MW signal that was, or the MW logo that was literally on every like fucking home product, and it was on you know, it was on his medication, it was on, you know, the building on that in which he lived in. And so it was like she kind of made this world to keep an eye on her son. It's almost like Truman Show-esque in a way, you know?
Yeah, and that's where I wanted them to explore more.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that.
They did kind of, it was like a brief, like
they didn't explain like how the two people, Nathan Lane and Amy Ryan's characters, were employees of hers.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think they were. I think that really was just Beau's like belief that.
But no, because they were on the picture.
Do you think that was like real though? I mean, like who's to say that what Beau is experiencing is even real though?
I mean, yeah, you can argue that, but
some exaggerated like.
Yeah, I mean,
because it could just be like an exaggerated thing as well. I mean, the dude died like in a stadium at the end of a movie, at the end of the movie, you know. So
yeah,
it's like it's kind of like that, you know.
Yeah, and like that ending, I didn't really understand either. Like, what was that giant dick in the fucking attic? Like, what the fuck was that? And she's saying like that's his dad. Like
that was some real Cronenberg shit. It was like some Lynchian like Cronenberg shit. I didn't know what to really feel about that, but I think from my understanding, from my interpretation of Beau's mother, is, you know, she's controlling, manipulative, she passes down her trauma to her kids, but also she has this emotional enmeshment with her son, you know, which is kind of like this emotional incest basically that occurs whenever, you know, say a father figure, he dies early, or say the dad isn't around, and so therefore the mother takes on the role basically like where she kind of like shares, like kind of overshares, like more as a personal, like as a person rather than like a mother, and then therefore that kind of leads a child like Beau to kind of pick up this role where he feels like he has to save his mother, or he has to be there for his mother, or if he isn't there, that something terrible is going to happen to his mother. And that is basically, that manifests itself in this way where when Beau gets the phone call from Bill Hader, that, you know, like, okay, it is worst case scenario now because you didn't get on that plane to go see your mother, and now she's dead. Now her head was crushed by a fucking chandelier.
Yeah.
You know? And so that is literally like the ultimate manifestation of his guilt. And then he can't even like get to the funeral. He can't even like go to make plans for the funeral because he got hit by that truck. But even then he's like looking over his own injuries. He's looking over his own like pain that he's going through to still try and get to his mother because he's guilty, because he feels guilty. When you have that emotional meshment with you know, like a parental figure, then it kind of creates this dynamic where it's like you're looking after that person when it should have never been that way. It should have been the other way around, where it's like the mom was supposed to be looking after you. Instead, it was the other way around, you know?
Yeah.
And so I feel like by the end of that, like I feel her faking her death is also her way of still trying to control Beau. She's manipulating him. That was all a manipulation. It was all a theater. It was all an act that was created and set up for him. And so it's like these are two very mentally ill people kind of going back and forth at each other with like this kind of cat and mouse type battle, you know?
Damn. I think I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I need to rewatch it. It's a movie that deserves another rewatch, but it also requires another rewatch.
Yeah.
It's fucking
So, dude,
it's so weird.
I want to watch it like 4 more times because
I think I want to get high and watch it.
for sure.
And you should watch it sober.
I should. Yeah. No, I will.
See what the difference is.
Crisscross.
Yeah, because maybe like that's what I'm missing out on.
Yeah.
It's like I wasn't high when I watched it.
Also, I will say too, it just it's one of those movies where I feel like it's made for a very specific type of person where, you know, like I said, the person with anxiety, the person with guilt, the person who maybe ever felt like they were a bad son, you know, anybody who's ever been, you know, manipulated, anybody who ever felt like they were tricked or anything like that. Like it's a movie for that, where I think it's led completely by emotions, you know.
Yeah.
It is, because that's exactly what Joaquin Phoenix puts on the entire time, is an emotional performance. And so if you can correlate or resonate at least with the tiny bit of emotions that, you know, are present in Beau is Afraid, then I don't know. It might be it's a pretty good movie, and I feel like people will definitely relate more than they're comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add it to my collection here. It's definitely one that I could see getting added to the Criterion collection. Is crazy, dude.
For sure. And dude, that whole runtime, man, you don't see those often. You don't see that often, especially with someone who's given a small budget as well. Like how
oh man,
how big was that budget too? It was only like what, 35 million?
Yeah, I'm gonna check right now.
Yeah.
It was
and he used every penny. I feel like every penny was used in that 35 million. So impressive. The visuals.
Yeah, no, 35, yeah.
Yeah.
And it really only made 9.
It only made
9.
That's disappointing. Office. Well, you know what, man? It is going to be one of those movies that's, I think, going to be talked about for a long time. I definitely feel like it will be.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of my dreams to work with Ari Aster in the future, because that dude is a genius. And the films that he's able to make is like, you know, they got to be studied. You know?
You know what's funny is we had this joke a couple years ago where we were saying, like, hopefully all the money he makes from Hereditary and Midsummer will help him pay for the therapy that he needs. And now I feel like Beau is Afraid is like, all right, I went to therapy. Here's what I learned. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh man.
But should we do a rating? Are we rating Beau is Afraid? I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think we should do a rating because it's just what it is.
It is what it is.
Every movie we see is what it is.
Guys, just go find out for yourself. You know,
go watch it.
If you liked what we talked about, if you're intrigued by it, then go check it out.
Yeah.
Another thing we checked out this past week,
Guardians
of the Galaxy.
Oh my
3.
God, that was a fun fucking movie. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Holy shit. Yep. That's another example of a director that I just want to fucking work with. James Gunn. Crazy. Beautiful mind. The stuff that he's able to make you feel like, that movie's so, like, when I was watching it, it's so fantastic. Like, it's so unreal. Like the environments that James Gunn puts these characters in.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching it, it's like, I don't know, it's like the fucking first time someone watches Star Wars. It's like he creates these languages, he creates these sets that are like so like fantastical and colorful, and he creates these things that the characters have to do that are cool. Like
that was
it's cool. Like it was just like weird, and
that one was on a budget of $250 million. And I feel like every penny of that $250 million was used, you know?
Yeah.
That's also the indication, that's also an indicator of a really good director, is somebody who knows how to use all of their fucking budget.
Yeah.
Beau is Afraid got $35 million.
Yeah.
And they used every penny of their budget. Same exact thing for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I feel like when a lot of when a lot of directors are given a budget like that,
Yeah.
They tend to use it on the actor.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You should spend your money on writing. You should spend your money on sets. You should spend your money on cinematography and stuff.
Mhm.
And then the actors will kind of find, their way. And like James Gunn does that. He's not looking to for Guardians in general, like he wasn't looking to cast, he wasn't looking for the Iron Mans, the Captain Americas.
Yeah.
He wanted to gather a group of actors who weren't really doing much.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Pratt really wasn't doing much.
Chris Pratt was on Parks and Rec, and like the guy was he was a
He was
comedy
a
dude.
small
he was
TV
a
guy.
big chubby comedy
Yeah.
dude, and he didn't have, like,
Zoe Saldana hadn't really been doing much.
well, she did Avatar. That's
but not.
I think Zoe
That was in
Saldana.
2000.
I think Zoe Saldana may be the only at the time the only actual movie star. Or someone you could consider a movie star.
I mean, in terms of I don't even think she was a big star. Is the thing.
That's true. Well,
because
that's true.
in
Because
Avatar,
Avatar wasn't even what it was back when it came out.
But not only that, she was completely CG in that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm saying there wasn't a Captain America where you're okay, Chris Evans is the face and he's there. There was really no actor like that. You got Bradley Cooper, but he's playing a raccoon. And really, you don't even when I watched the first Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't know that was Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Until the end credits, but
Yeah.
And then Dave Bautista, a WWE superstar.
Yep.
Who, yes, we know from WWE, but really had no film credits to his name. And then throws him in, and he's fucking one of the best wrestler turned actors in my opinion. Because you watch him in what's that movie? Well, and he's good in Guardians.
Yeah.
And there was another one, M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Really good actor.
He was
really good. He's in something else too, I feel like.
Blade Runner. He was in Blade. He was
But
in
he's
the
in Blade
opening.
Runner.
He was only in the opening scene in Blade Runner, and he ate up the scenery even in that 5 minutes that he was there. And then Vin Diesel, he just came back from dealing with the death of Paul Walker, and I'm sure that was a really tough state for him. And James Gunn comes in with this role for Groot, and it's I don't know, I feel like it was just James Gunn just knew how to put a cast of otherwise otherwise unknowns, and making them into people that we making them just because of the characters that they portrayed, making them then into characters that we love.
Yeah, and a lot of times with WWE stars, I was looking at Dave Bautista's credits right now. A lot of times with WWE stars, you got just action movie.
Yeah.
Like John Cena, action. It's
Yeah.
not until recently that we're seeing John Cena portray characters that are action, but they're like Peacemaker. He has a lot of depth to him.
Peacemaker has more depth than I think.
He can act his fucking ass off in that show.
Yeah.
And it was a really fucking great show. Which, by the way, I will never skip the opening credits. I never skip that shit.
No,
it was beautiful.
It feels weird if you do. I skipped it one day, and I was like,
it's part of the episode.
And I went back.
But man, James Gunn, man, what? Let me look at that shit. I want to see what he did before.
The dude was a horror director before.
Right? He did.
He made Slither, which is a fucking disgusting ass horror movie.
He did the Scooby Doo movies.
Yeah, he did. He did?
Yeah.
I thought that was Joss Whedon.
No.
No?
James Gunn.
Oh, shit. Wow. Well, there you go.
Slither. Let me see. I'm sorry.
Oh, he did Super, right?
I'm sorry. He didn't direct the Scooby Doo movies. He wrote them.
Oh, okay.
And he produced them, yeah.
Okay. The Belko Experiment.
See, he wrote the screen. He's more of a writer, actually.
Oh, yeah, dude. He did additional writing
Scooby-Doo,
for 13 Ghosts.
Dawn of the Dead. He wrote the screenplay.
What?
He wrote the screenplay. I'm telling you, he's more of a writer, dude.
Yeah.
Super. He wrote Guardians. He wrote, Belko Experiment. Suicide Squad,
course.
Peacemaker.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a dude who clearly knows what he's doing, and I'm glad he's the
Brightburn. He
I'm glad
created
he's also,
Brightburn.
Brightburn as well.
Great movie.
And I'm just glad he's the co-chair now of
Oh my God, can you imagine?
DC.
Suicide Squad was amazing.
Yeah.
Peacemaker's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What else did he do for DC?
That's really
Yeah, he's currently writing Superman Legacy, which I don't know. I'm excited for. I'm excited to see it. I don't know. I really liked the direction they were going with. I really liked Henry Cavill.
I did too.
The fucking situation with The Rock was hilarious. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Did you hear he's coming back as Hobbs?
Yeah.
Fast, man.
I knew that shit was so stupid. Like I knew it was going to be dumb whenever he was like, the hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change. Like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Black Adam's like a BC character.
Yeah.
He's a villain to one of the main characters in DC. Like, he's not even the main guy.
Here's the thing. He could have been great, but I think that Dwayne Johnson just kind of has a habit of getting in his own way, where he doesn't correct me if I'm wrong on this, but isn't it like in one of his like contracts that like he doesn't lose fights?
Yeah.
In whatever he's portraying?
Yep.
That's
dude cannot lose a fight in any movie he's in.
So fucking stupid. Cause like who are you, man? Like you've gotten your ass kicked in WWE, all right? Like even if it was a kayfabe, we fucking know.
Yeah.
So I was like, what are you? Yeah. What's the point? What's the idea? How are you trying to be perceived here? But
yeah, that dude really is. His downfall is, you're right, he gets in the way of himself. His downfall is that he takes himself so seriously.
Yeah.
Like it's not that serious,
yeah.
bro. You need to.
Him
relax.
and Zachary Levi, I feel like maybe kind of take themselves a little too seriously.
You need to relax, bro.
Yeah,
relax.
It's DC,
and that's why I think it's so funny that James Gunn's like, fuck Shazam. Like he doesn't really give a fuck about Shazam.
He's just like, okay. Anyway, I have a Superman script.
We'll see. Yeah. I'm really interested to see what he does with Superman.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, the idea of it is like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. What is this? I didn't really like Man of Steel because, and the one thing I didn't like was, I like the movie, right? I like the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love Henry Cavill. I love Lois Lane. But the part that fucked me up was there were certain things that I didn't agree with. Like, the movie kind of lost me for a second whenever, like, Kevin Costner dies.
Yeah.
And he's like...
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get that he's sacrificing himself so that the world doesn't know about Superman yet.
Yeah.
But if you go back and watch Richard Donner's Superman from 1978, one of the biggest kind of things about Superman is that Superman can save anybody.
Yeah.
But when his father falls over from a heart attack, that's something he can't save. And so he has to battle with that.
Yeah.
It's something that he literally, and especially at the age at which his father dies when he's a teenager.
Yeah.
He has to realize at that point that that's a lesson for him growing up. Like, I can't save everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
I see
with Kevin Costner, he could have saved him, dog. He could have saved him. He could have saved everyone there. That could have been one of the perfect ways for Superman to kind of come out of the...
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, that was stupid.
I see what you're saying. I
feel like it's more impactful for the character if his father does die, but it's from something he cannot prevent.
That does make sense. Shit. I'm just trying to think, like, really... I'm thinking back to like what the original vision and like direction was for Zack Snyder and like what he was trying to say about Man of Steel. At least with that scene.
And that's my problem with Zack Snyder a little bit is I feel like he's all about look. All about this fucking cool ass fucking scenes. Like he's into
the aesthetics.
Dude, he
moments.
has that. Yes, the moments. He has that. There's some of the best fucking, oh my God, some of the best shots are in his version of Justice League.
Yeah.
Some of the best fucking superhero shots ever, dude. And even in Batman vs. Superman, some of the greatest, right?
Yeah.
But at what cost? The writing.
Yeah.
Like, you watch Batman versus Superman, and that movie fucking pisses me off. You have a movie called Batman versus Superman, and they fight for a total of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Barely.
And then
Jesus.
And then the Martha scene doesn't even.
It's divisive.
Look. We're not going to belabor the point. I feel like we've been talking about this for a couple years already, but you already know how it is.
Yeah.
You already know how we feel about it, but
yeah, that's
it is what it is. It is what it is. All that to say,
yeah, the point is James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy was fucking fantastic. The writing, oh my god. Jokes, have you seen like Ant-Man? Have you seen Thor?
Yeah, I saw Ant-Man.
Yeah, you see Thor?
I saw
Love
Thor.
and Thunder?
I saw like half of Thor, and then I had to go to work, and I just never came back to it. And
Yeah, so like there's jokes in those films, and they just don't work. They just don't work.
Yeah.
There's jokes in Guardians of the Galaxy, and they all hit. All of them. They all, like, match the tone. They're all very, like, they hit in the right spot. It's not like it doesn't come out of anywhere. Like, James Gunn is so unbelievably talented at writing. When I found out that he's not only directing the Superman movie, but writing it, that was like, okay. I'm not sure how he's going to really put Crypto in there, because apparently he's putting Crypto the Superdog in there. I'm not really sure. Like, but again, we haven't really seen that version of Superman before, so.
Here's the thing. I don't think James Gunn has any intention on taking all of this way too seriously, which could be a good or bad thing,
Yeah.
Hopefully, like, we've seen the good side of it where it's like he doesn't take it seriously and it still works out great, And I think as long as he is still that director who can kind of bring a human aspect to all the characters that he makes and all the characters that he brings to life in these movies, as long as he keeps in touch with that, then I really don't see how he could go wrong with somebody like Superman. And plus, not only that, I just think it's time already to like tell other stories. It's time already to tell other Superman stories, the stories of other Supermen, the stories of other Batman. I mean, we there's so much untapped potential, and they haven't even hit the iceberg because we still, like, even decades later, have a collection of superhero movies that all kind of go in a trilogy formula, or they all kind of go in a like a origin story formula, And we've seen all of those, and they're great, there's some that I like. It's not saying that they're bad, I'm just saying that there's a lot of it, and I'm just kind of ready for like some fresh shit, like I'm excited to see The Flash. Like, I'm ready to see, like, with Michael Keaton. Like, I'm ready for Michael Keaton to.
I've
he
read
looks so bad.
He does. I've read some, and we also never got to see him fight.
Yeah.
In that way before in the 80s, and apparently he has some awesome fight scenes. I've read some spoilers.
Yeah.
For that, I don't know if you want me to discuss those or not, but
I'd rather let's hold on that one.
Yeah.
Let's hold on that. I haven't seen it yet.
They're just rumors. I mean, I've never, I've obviously never seen the movie, but apparently, it's not only good, but it's also a lot of fan service, but not in a bad way, in a very tasteful way.
Yeah.
I've heard things like
Andy Muschietti, right?
Yep. He directed it, the two It's.
Chapter 1 and 2.
Great. Oh my God, his cinematography, like the way he can work the camera, super awesome. And his wife is, like, I think the producer, his producing partner. They make really good films.
Yeah.
And I've heard things such as like, this movie will make you forget about what Ezra Miller did, and I'm like, yeah, maybe, probably, which kind of sucks, but
they were wild, man. Fucking total GTA, dude.
I mean, I've separated the art and the artist.
That's one of the things. That's the thing about artists is they're bad people.
Yeah, most of them.
Ezra Miller, they're not good. They're not good people.
Yeah.
Most of them are not good people. That's kind of where the whole expression of separate the art from the artist comes from. And I'm not defending Ezra Miller. I'm just saying, like, it's not shocking. It doesn't really shock me too much. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really.
It's I might go into this movie. I might watch it. And I'd be like, hey man, I forgot about all that other shit. So we'll see. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll give him a pass.
I am going in it just for Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I'm going in it for Ben Affleck.
Ezra's up to the plate. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm literally going up to that shit for Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And Michael Shannon.
I totally forgot why. I totally forgot that Ben Affleck was in there.
Dude, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
And he was given not very good films.
No, he wasn't.
But he had great moments in those films. Like that whole warehouse scene in Batman vs Superman, fucking dope.
The only thing I always ended up just like getting left with when it came to Batman in like the Snyderverse is I just wanted more. I just kept wanting more. Like, okay, like come on, let's.
And then now like Ben Affleck's discussing his like unmade movie script.
Yeah.
Like what the Batman was supposed to be. Oh my god, it was supposed to be Deathstroke, and just Deathstroke killing everyone.
Yeah.
Like killing everyone that he cares for.
Shit.
Because he finds out that he's Bruce Wayne, and he just fucking kills everyone that he ever cares for. We were gonna see Batwoman. We're gonna see Robin. He was gonna kill everybody, bro.
I still remember that test footage from 2013.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
When
Wait,
Deathstroke,
it was
I think it was sooner than that, but Deathstroke comes walking out of the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, his suit was so sick, man. And Ben Affleck's such a good fucking guy, man. Which the next movie I want to talk about is Air. It's on Prime Video now.
Oh yeah,
dude, I gotta watch that. We could probably have a whole episode about just Ben Affleck and his directing.
We could.
Cause damn, but
anyway, going back to Guardians, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I knew it was gonna be a good movie as soon as they opened up with Creep, this acoustic version of Creep from Radiohead, and
so good.
Let's talk for a second about the fucking acting performance that Bradley Cooper put on,
dude,
as Rocket. Like,
do they have like a best voice actor category in anything?
There should be a. I don't know. You know what? I actually don't know.
Well, actually, a lot of that was in Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah, Sean Gunn does like the motion capture for
and the voice. And the voice for young Rocket.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Now that you say it, kind of, dude, Sean Gunn is a great. Like, I mean, both of them doing Rocket, like that's so fucking cool. Like you can't even tell. There's just no.
Oh, dude, that movie.
They don't skip a beat in there.
That movie broke my heart, dude.
It was so
like
sick.
The most heartbreaking scene is when little baby Rocket is like hurt.
My God, dude. I kept thinking of Bill, man.
Yeah, I kept thinking of my son.
I wanted to cry so
I'm
bad.
like, damn, bro, I need to go hug this fucking guy when I get home. I came home and I grabbed him and I put him in the bed with me. I was like, I love you, son. No one's ever going to torture you, son. And like, I'm not going to let them do that, son. Turn you into a talking person. Although I do want my son to learn how to talk. That would be cool. Imagine like when dogs can talk. Like, I like that character Cosmo. Yeah. How she was a talking dog. Like, that shit was dope.
Her whole gripe the entire movie was that she just didn't want to be a bad dog.
Yeah. That shit was awesome, dude. We got to get some more of that shit like in real life. Like, we need to put them shits on dogs to see what they're thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be the next step. It's going to be AI, and then we're going to start talking to animals. Dude, imagine. Because dogs, like, feel. Like, maybe the way they're, like when it comes out, they might just say, like, hurt. Here's the thing, though. As soon as they make talking dogs, you know they're going to have them working for the cops or some shit. You already know, dude.
Wow.
But, no, that being said, what did you think of Peter Quill's, like, story? Like, how it ended for him in this trilogy of Guardians and all that? Like,
I was always wondering, like, wait, did I just dream this? I feel like I dreamt it. Yeah. But I feel like now that he's on Earth, there's so much opportunity for him to interact with like all these Earth superheroes.
That is true.
Like, I don't think he's I mean, because it literally said the legendary Star-Lord will return.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't think he's gonna, what's it called? Be like retired or anything. I think it's just he'll be interacting with like Spider-Man. Like, that's just gonna be so cool.
That would be cool. It would be cool seeing like just Peter on Earth, and like, yeah, I could definitely see them doing some cool stuff with it. You know what I really do want to see though, more than anything, and they've been teasing it for literally 3 fucking movies. I'm so sick of it. We need some Howard the Duck, man.
Yeah.
I want some Howard the Duck, dude. I'm like
they had
like,
a little bit of him in the.
even if they give us like an animated show or something like even with like something with like I don't know, he could team up with like Rocket Raccoon or some shit. That would be cool. I would totally be down to see that.
I'm trying to find this tweet because it was really fucking funny.
And then the High Evolutionary in that.
Oh,
movie
dude.
He was such a motherfucker, man. He was.
I like how they don't really focus on like these. Like that's what they were doing with Ant-Man, and that's what they were doing with Thor: Love and Thunder. It's like these big like, or I guess they didn't really do it with Thor: Love and Thunder, but like these big villains that like want to take over the universe. Like, and that's not really what the High Evolutionary was. He was just a motherfucker.
He was he was just a Frankenstein.
Yeah,
they
need to start making more movies where the villain just is a horrible fucking person. Like.
Yeah.
Like
someone who's just absolute in their evil, absolute.
Yeah, he just fucking sucks. Like,
you don't need to sympathize with every.
Yeah,
villain,
no,
you know?
we just need to have ones that just, they just.
It's not to say we don't like.
Yeah.
We don't like sympathetic villains. I mean, dude, like Killmonger, Namor. I mean, like, yeah, of course.
Thanos.
I mean,
because his shit kind of made sense.
He didn't do anything wrong. You know, but sometimes you just need it. You just need a villain who's just a real fucker, you know?
Yeah, just like, God damn you. Especially when in terms of like torturing animals. Like, what the fuck?
And he was scary too. Like, he scared me. Like,
yeah, I like how like his face looked, but that's because like Rocket tore off his face. Like that's fucking, that was cool.
Shit, dude.
I saw this tweet that said, I'm trying to find it, but it basically said the plot for Spider-Man 4 has been released. Spider-Man finds out that Mary Jane is in a relationship with a man named Paul, who she plans on having a baby with. As time runs out, Spider-Man must do everything he can to break up this relationship before time runs out. And then the title for Spider-Man 4 was Spider-Man Homewrecker. Oh, fuck.
What do you think they're going to be doing for the next Spider-Man?
Probably something similar to what the Insomniac games did. Just a very like grounded story. Probably. But we'll see. Everything that happens in Daredevil will be, I think, leading up to Spider-Man 4.
True.
I want to see Harry Osborn. I want to see
Venom again.
I want to see Venom.
I want to see Venom done right. Like
that's
not to say that
I
Tom Hardy wasn't.
I want to see them do right with Spider-Man. Like when he gets the symbiote. Mm-hmm. Like I want to see Tom Holland be a motherfucker. Like just goddamn, bro. Like everybody likes you and now you're a villain, bro.
Yeah. And that, I don't know. That would be cool seeing Tom Holland and Tom Hardy like in a movie together.
Yeah.
They teased it enough to where it's like, come on, man. Like,
you gotta pay that shit off.
Y'all could do it. You know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't really like the way Marvel's handling the multiverse as of lately. Like, I don't know. They're just.
It's not. They're not really.
Quantumania felt like fucking Spy Kids. I felt like I was watching Spy Kids.
Yeah, they're not really sticking to one thing.
I need to tell you how pissed off I was, like in Quantumania, when I saw Corey Stoll's big ass fucking face as MODOK. I had the most visceral reaction in the theater. I turned over to Jada and I was like, he looks like a fucking Snapchat filter. He's literally a Snapchat filter.
You're just the voice in the back. God damn it!
Yeah, that's what I was. I was like, God, yeah, I was literally like, God damn it! And.
What the fuck is this?
You saw they shrunk his nose too?
Yeah.
God. Come on.
And then they showed his little butt. They just tried to do jokes and it just didn't hit.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
And then he just decided to not be a dick at the end of the fucking movie.
It's like, make him a dick. It's fine. Why do they gotta make that's what Marvel's doing, is like they're making all their fucking characters likable. Like with the She-Hulk show, like what the fuck?
I will say I do like She-Hulk. I do like She-Hulk.
I did not like that show.
You didn't like it?
I mean, it was okay, but what they did with the Abomination and like they just try to make everything funny, like.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
What is this, bro? Like,
but like, was the Abomination a good enough character to really bring back in another movie, or was he just some big monster that could have been thrown in as like some sort of B plot? You know.
I mean, you're right, but I liked what they did with Daredevil, though.
I do like what they did with Daredevil.
But the whole plot of like the person trying to steal her blood, like it's cool, but then they made it just this random guy, like
Yeah.
it was stupid. I don't know.
I will say what I did like about She-Hulk was that it was a show that was goofy as hell, and it kind of allowed itself to be goofy, and I feel like it kind of did work in that angle because here's the thing: if you're gonna Marvel at this point is like we're they've made so many movies and made so many TV shows, they can afford to kind of like fuck around and play with other genres, you know? So it's like make us like okay, so you're telling me you're gonna make a sitcom with She-Hulk, and it's not action, it's more comedy, and she's like doing lawyer stuff, and she's like dealing with other superhero shit, and there's like a guest stars that come in like as other superheroes too. You know, you got Daredevil, you got Mark Ruffalo, you got Abomination, and it's like that could kind of work because it's like, dude, there's so much saturated like over the top action in every Marvel and every Marvel show and movie that I think they could afford to kind of like spend a little like time just kind of playing around with this concept here where you have like this sitcom, you know.
I see what you mean. And I guess that I appreciate it for that, but like I don't know, I guess what we were teased wasn't what was expected, maybe. Like the only shows that really delivered for me were Loki and Moon Knight.
I never saw Moon Knight.
Oh,
I did see Loki. Loki was badass.
Need to watch Moon Knight. Moon Knight is what I thought every one of those shows was gonna be. Also, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, very good.
Falcon, yeah,
very good show.
They haven't made their second season yet, right?
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't know if they're going to, but no, I don't think they are. They're doing just Captain America 4.
Oh, okay.
Loki's getting a season 2.
That's right.
Which, by the way, I don't know how they're gonna do all this shit because Jonathan Majors is fucked. Yeah, dude. They like Marvel literally built their whole fucking, and that's where Marvel's fucked up.
Yeah,
they built their whole, and
they made Kang.
God,
every variant of Kang, Jonathan Majors.
What an idiot! They easily could have just had a bunch of different versions of him, and they made every single one Jonathan Majors. What an idiot!
I could see them basically. Okay, this is where James Gunn comes in to swoop in and save the day because I feel like they could just say, hey, remember the High Evolutionary? He was a Kang variant.
Yeah.
And then boom, there you go. Just recast him.
Yeah, just recast him.
I mean,
fuck that guy.
If they want to go that route, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
If they don't recast him, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really love Jonathan Majors, so I really like Ezra Miller.
You know, the thing is that I think there's so many talented actors who are just in like these blockbusters now that I feel like a lot of their potential is being squandered. So when something like this comes along, like for instance, like I don't know, I don't really have any like I saw a lot of like good and potential in Jonathan Majors' career, but now he's done, you know, the shit that he did, and I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's like
now I'm just like, like
fuck this guy.
But you know, guys, don't get into celebrity worship. You're only gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah,
you're only gonna
unless
hurt
it's
yourself.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, the only person that could break my heart would be Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, dude. If I ever found out that Keanu Reeves was like a rapist or something, I'd be so fucking sad. I'd be like, God damn it, he seemed like such a good guy.
Yeah,
he seemed like such a good guy. Fucking John Wick, man.
Yeah.
Nah, that'll never happen.
No.
They need to bring Keanu Reeves in the MCU.
What should they do for him?
Doctor Doom.
I could see that.
Or like,
here's the thing though. I would
Silver Surfer.
Nothing against Keanu Reeves whatsoever. I would want a good actor to be playing Doctor Doom, you know?
I can see that.
Keanu Reeves.
He's not the best actor.
Keanu Reeves is a good physical actor. He's a really good physical actor.
In John Wick, he has like one page of lines.
Yeah.
And most of them are, yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like the same stuff from like The Matrix that was just copy and pasted in it.
Yeah.
Guns. Lots of guns. And it still works. I fucking love John Wick. It's great. But,
yeah.
You know. Um, yeah.
I don't really have much I don't have much else to say about Guardians or Marvel or anything.
No.
I guess we'll see. We'll see what
honestly,
happens. I don't know what the next movie is.
there's already a lot of people talking about the Guardians movies, and
Dude, the
we like it,
soundtrack
man.
was
We like
so
it. It was a great movie.
Oh, I cried twice. Once because I was sad. Once because I was happy.
Yeah.
Beautiful movie.
The way they ended it with Florence and the Machine.
Oh yeah.
God, that's the song. That's a song that like I don't talk about it much, but that's a song that genuinely puts me in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like
that's
I
a
hear
good.
it,
That's a
I'm
good
just
song.
Like a fucking
Yeah.
wave
Everything
of
comes
goodness
back. Everything comes back.
just washes over you. You know.
Oh man.
And then, man, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else too.
I think the music in general, just in that movie, and all the movies are great, but in the third movie, it was really good.
they had a great music.
They played
selection.
Faith No More.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
What'd you think of Adam Warlock in the movie?
It was a good introduction for him, in my opinion, because this is a person. You know how like someone says, "I wasn't born yesterday." Well, it literally is a person that was born yesterday.
Yeah.
Like they even talk about how, and James Gunn is so good at writing. Like they even talked about how he literally was just taken out of his cocoon, like prematurely.
Yeah.
So he literally was born yesterday. So while he may be like an adult man, he still very much is like a child.
Yeah.
So I think we just need more.
Yeah. It was a good introduction. He's very fucking strong. Almost killed a Guardian in like the first scene.
Yeah.
That was a good first impression. I like Will Poulter. I like like what he brings comedically to it, because it's like I like that he's a very like just dim but also straightforward character.
I like his introduction with that fucking song, and he's just gliding like that. That's just so funny.
Yeah. when Gamora gets hold of his pet, she says she's gonna kill it. He's like, "Don't be rash now."
Yeah.
So, no, it was fun. It was a fun introduction. I could definitely see like Adam Warlock being incorporated in other movies in the future. Maybe he'll get his own movie in the future. I don't know. It would be
Will
cool.
Poulter could do it.
Yeah,
I think Will Poulter could
and
hold
James
his own.
Gunn is really good at taking these like otherwise like two-dimensional characters and giving them dimensions. Peacemaker was a two-dimensional character.
Yes.
Groot was a two-dimensional
I'm
character.
gonna rewatch Peacemaker. That shit was so good.
Yeah, and so like, yeah, he's good like that. He's good like that. He'll do good with it if he wants to do like an Adam Warlock movie. I think he served his purpose in the movie too. Like everybody was kind of disappointed. They're like, I don't know, we wanted more Adam Warlock. I'm like, I don't want more Adam Warlock. Like I'm trying to hear Rocket's backstory. You know, like there's so much shit in this movie, in this like 2.5 hour movie, and there's so many lines that they gotta like. There's so much stuff like they gotta tie up by the end to make it a good trilogy. That like I didn't need more Adam Warlock. I'm like, Adam Warlock served his purpose, and then he went away for his portion of the movie. You know, and that's fine. That works. And like now we could just focus on Groot. We could focus on Rocky. We could focus on Peter. On all of them. You know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. For even James Gunn said like Adam Warlock was like a difficult character to write because you know like especially in the third movie, you know, like you're bringing him in. So. And
it's like something that like I feel like he did because Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
But the way he wrote him was like, hey, look, he's there, but he's not there. But he's there, but he's kind of there.
You know what I will say I do actually love about I do love about James Gunn was that I know that in Thor: Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi stuck those annoying ass goats with the Guardians of the Galaxy at the end of like his movie, and it was kind of like a way for Taika Waititi to basically say like, oh, I'm giving James Gunn like these goats to see like what he does with them, right? Yeah. And then James Gunn was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing the goats. I'm not bringing those goats in here.
Yeah, apparently Thor: Love and Thunder is like not canon like at all.
No.
Or did they mention the goats? No, right?
They didn't even mention the goats.
No, yeah.
No, James was like, no, fuck those goats.
Yeah. A lot of decisions were made that James Gunn didn't really agree with, like the whole Gamora thing. Like he had to write, he had to write his way out of that shit.
That was tough, but I actually liked I liked the way it ended with like him and like Gamora and Peter, where it's like it wasn't a will they won't they. It was more just like, no, Gamora is a changed person now, and like this is how she's living your life, and Peter just needs to deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
And like that was cool. That was a cool way of putting that, you know.
Oh man, yeah. My next additions to my collection are gonna be Guardians 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful fucking movies. Guys, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's in the theaters right now. Please go sit your butt in the theater. Movies are back.
Yes.
And you know,
Hollywood is back.
This podcast is back.
Everybody's cheating on each other. Everybody's reputation's getting squandered.
Yeah.
People are getting divorced.
Yeah.
And
Ben Affleck and J-Lo are back together.
Yes.
And he seems unhappy.
The media is trying to destroy them.
Yeah.
So Hollywood's back, y'all.
Yeah.
In the Box is back.
Hell yeah. This is episode 1 of our second season, and we look forward to many more episodes. We're on video now. You can see us. So be sure to catch us on YouTube if you're on Spotify. Catch us on Spotify if you're on YouTube. And make sure you follow our social medias, our Instagram. We'll be on TikTok as well. And yeah, get your butt in the theaters. Go see a movie this weekend. So, yeah, that'll be it.
Later.
See you guys later.